Hi, boys and girls. Well, today we're going to read a story that's called Kate and the Beanstalk. Wait a minute. I know a story about a boy called Jack and the Beanstalk, but this is Kate and the Beanstalk? I wonder if this story is going to be similar, the same, or different than the regular Beanstalk story. I wonder. We'll have to pay attention and see if it's similar, which means it's kind of the same but has a few differences, the same, which means everything's exactly the same, or if it's different and then it's totally got nothing the same. So keep an eye out, readers, to see if Kate in the Beanstalk is similar, the same, or different than Jack in the Beanstalk. And it's written by Mary Pope Osborne, and it's illustrated by Giselle Potter. So let's find out about Kate and the Beanstalk. Turn the page here. All right. Long ago, a girl named Kate lived with her mother in a humble cottage. One day, after a hard winter, Kate's mother was in despair. That means she's very worried. She's very concerned. "We're sure to die from hunger," she said, "unless we sell our only cow to get money for food." Kate was a plucky girl who loved to help. "Don't worry," she said, giving her mother a hug. "I'll take care of everything." And she set out for the market with their cow. In Jack and the Beanstalk, Jack went to the market with a cow, and in this story, Kate is taking a cow to the market. So far, the story is the same. And they both had a mother. On the way, Kate met a beggar lady holding a small sack. "Magic beans?" the beggar said in a creaky voice. "How extraordinary," said Kate when she saw them, for the brown beans shone like dark gold. You know what? I don't think I can live without those beans, so yes, I would like them. They can be yours in exchange for the cow," said the old beggar lady. Without another thought, Kate traded her cow for the beans and rushed home to give them to her mother. Hey, we know about goods and services and trading. That's how we can get things. So she traded the cow and got the beans for the trade. I wonder who got the better end of the deal there. But to Kate's surprise, her poor mother was horrified. "Our only hope is gone? What have you done?" she cried. "Now we will surely starve." And she tossed the beans right out the window. Hungry and forlorn, Kate went to bed. Okay, so now we know that Kate traded the cow for the beans, like Jack traded the cow for the beans. Mom was really mad and tossed them out the window, and that happened in Jack and the Beanstalk too. So far, I think the story is the same. Except this one has Kate, the other one had Jack. So maybe they're just similar. During the night, Kate couldn't sleep. She got up and crept into the moonlit garden. She gasped, for there, in the darkest corner, a giant beanstalk rose into the sky. It rose higher and higher and higher, still till it disappeared into the clouds. Wow, that's really high. Does it ever end? Wondered Kate. Without waiting for the morning, Kate began climbing the beanstalk. She climbed and climbed and climbed, up and up and up. That seems like the same to me. She's going up the beanstalk. When Kate reached the top, light was creeping into the grey sky. Through a misty haze, she saw the most astonishing sight. Above the clouds was a countryside with fine woods a crystal clear stream, a rolling sheep meadow, and a mighty castle. As Kate stared in wonder, an old woman hobbled out of the woods. "Hello," said Kate. "Is this castle your home?" "Oh, no, no, my dear," the woman replied. "It once belonged to a noble knight and his fair wife. They had a small infant, that's a baby, and many treasures. But one day a monstrous giant came to steal from them. He killed the good man and took over the castle." "That's horrible," said Kate. "Oh, fortunately, the knight's wife and baby were visiting in the valley below," said the old woman. "And they were afraid to return home, and the grieving widow stayed below to raise her child. But alas, now they're very poor and close to starving." "Oh, that's really sad," said Kate. "Oh, sadder than you know, my dear," replied the old woman. She looked deep into Kate's eyes. "Perhaps you are the one to right the terrible wrongs that have occurred. That means happened." "Me?" said Kate. "Are you afraid?" asked the woman. "I don't think so. I fear nothing when I'm doing the right thing." "How can I help?" asked Kate. "Well, the knight had 3 precious treasures: a hen that lays golden eggs, a bag filled with golden coins, and the most wondrous harp in all of the world," said the old woman. "If you find these and return them to the knight's widow, then she and her child will not die from hunger." Kate took a deep breath. "I shall try," she said. "Never give up, never surrender." Kate bid farewell to the old woman and strode across the sheep meadow. As she approached the castle, a giantess lunged into the early morning light. "Whoa!" "Help me!" said the huge woman. "My husband makes me cook from cock's crow to the owl's hoot. Whenever I hire servants, he gobbles them up." From cock's crow means early morning until owl's hoot means late at night. I'll be your servant," said Kate, "but you must hide me from the giant." Kate helped the giantess make breakfast until the sun came up. When she heard the giant coming down the hall, she trembled with fear. "Oh my gosh, he's coming." His footsteps sounded like the booms of a cannon. "Hide!" whispered the giantess, and she pushed Kate into a closet. Phew. I hope Kate's okay in the closet. Peeking through the keyhole, Kate watched and listened. "Fee, fi, fo, fum, I smell the blood of an English woman. Be she alive or be she dead, I'm going to grind her bones to make my bread." "Oh, don't be silly," said the giantess. "You only smell the wagon load of bacon I fried for your breakfast." "Oh," said the giant. So wait a second. There was a giant and Jack in the Beanstalk, and there's a giant and Kate in the Beanstalk. Still pretty much the same. When the giant finished eating, he said, "Bring me the knight's hen." The giantess brought out a small brown hen. "Lay," ordered the giant, and the little hen laid a golden egg. "Ha, ha, ha," roared the giant. "I love my little stolen hen." And then he put his head down and fell asleep, snoring as loud as thunder. That's like Mr. Clapp when he's sleeping at night. Ever so quietly, Kate crept out of the closet. Hope she doesn't get caught. She grabbed the hen and rushed from the castle. She ran across the sheep meadow to the beanstalk. Down and down and down she climbed and climbed until she landed kaplop into her own garden. Kate sighed with relief. Phew! It's better if Mother doesn't know of the danger I've been in, she said to the hen. Stay here until I can return you to the knight's poor widow. Kate hid the hen behind a bush and slipped back inside her house. Kate knew that she must disguise herself. Disguise means not look the same. To return to the castle. That night she dressed in a wig and a beard, crept out to the moonlit garden, and climbed the beanstalk again. Kate climbed and climbed and climbed, up and up and up. What a great disguise. I barely knew it was Kate. In the light from the dawn, Kate crossed the sheep meadow and knocked on the castle door. When the giantess came out, she roared, Help me! I need a servant. The last one stole our hen and ran away. All happened as before. Kate helped the giantess make breakfast until the sun came up. When they heard the giant's booming footsteps and bellowing voice, the giantess hid Kate in the closet. Fee, fi, fo, fum, I smell the blood of an English woman. Be she alive or be she dead, grind her bones to make my bread. Calm down, said the giantess. You only smell the mountain of hash I made for your breakfast. Oh, said the giant. When the giant finished eating, he said, Bring me the knight's money bag. The giantess brought out a bag filled with gold coins, and the giant greedily counted them. 1, 2. Looks like he's putting them in stacks of 10. He would be better if he counted by tens, much faster. Ha, 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 he roared. I love my lovely stolen coins. That's not very nice. Soon the giant's head began to nod. Kate watched him fall asleep. Then she crept out and grabbed the money bag. She ran out of the castle and across the sheep meadow to the beanstalk. That's pretty much the same as Jack and the Beanstalk, isn't it? Down and down and down she climbed and climbed and climbed until she landed, kerplop, into the garden. Goodness, said Kate, what a day! I must hide these coins until I can return them to the knight's poor widow. Kate hid the money with the hen and slipped back inside her house. That night, Kate disguised herself once again and started up the beanstalk. She climbed and climbed and climbed, up and up and up. So she's got the hen, she's got the money. That leaves just the harp. You're right. Same as Jack. She ran across the sheep meadow, and just as the sun came up, she knocked on the castle door. When the giantess came out, she grabbed Kate and cried, Help me! I need a servant. The last one stole our money bag and ran away. There seems to be a pattern here. Again, all happened as before. Kate helped the giantess make breakfast. Soon the giant's footsteps boomed down the hall, and the giantess hid Kate in the closet. Fee, fi, fo, fum, I smell the blood of an English woman. Be she alive or be she dead, I'm going to grind her bones to make my bread. Oh, you old fool, said the giantess. You only smell the sea of fish soup I made for your breakfast. Okay, I think fish soup kind of sounds a little bit disgusting, but some people might like it. Oh, said the giant. When the giant finished his soup, he cried, "Bring me the night's singing harp." Gosh, I wonder what's gonna happen. The giantess brought out a magnificent harp, the only one of its kind in the whole world. The harp sparkled with diamonds and rubies, and it had strings made out of gold. "Sing!" bellowed the giant. The harp began to sing a sad and haunting song. It sang of the past, of a noble knight, his lost wife and child, of golden days and starry nights. The harp's lovely song nearly broke Kate's heart. When the giant fell asleep, she crept out from behind the door, seized the harp, and ran away with it. But the harp was so frightened it sang high, fearful notes. "Help me! Help me! Help me!" "Shh! Quiet!" said Kate. "I'm going to return you to the knight's poor widow." But the giant had already been awakened. He jumped up and with a shout he ran after Kate. Uh-oh. Kate flew across the wind. Flew like the wind across the sheep's meadow. She grabbed the beanstalk and started down with the harp. The giant was right behind her, fast on her heels. Down and down and down and down she climbed and climbed and climbed, and the giant climbed and climbed and climbed right after her. As soon as Kate's feet touched the ground, she shouted, "Mother, bring me my axe! Hurry!" Kate's mother ran out with the axe, and Kate grabbed it. Sounds pretty much like Jack and the Beanstalk to me. "Stand back, Mother!" Kate cried. With one mighty blow, Kate chopped the beanstalk in two. Down and down and down it fell, down through the sky, and down fell the giant. Whomp! Down into the garden, breaking his neck. The ground shook like an earthquake. Kate's mother took one look and cried out in horror, "Oh my! That's the giant that killed your father." "What? My father?" asked Kate. Before her mother could answer, a fairy approached in a chariot drawn by two peacocks. That means the peacocks were pulling it. "Greetings, brave Kate," she said. "As Queen of the Fairies, I have long wanted to avenge the treachery done to the good knight. But first, I needed to know if his daughter was worthy of her inheritance. That means stuff that she can have. So I disguised myself as both a beggar and the old woman and sent you on your quest to your father's castle." "My father's castle?" Kate looked at her mother, who nodded. "I never spoke of your father after he was slain." That means killed. Kate's mother said, "He would be most proud of you now." I'd say he'd be pretty proud. Kate was brave, and she didn't give up. Kate hugged her mother, and they wept for the sorrow and the wonder of it all. Then they climbed into the chariot and rose through the clouds to the castle that once again was theirs. Up and up and up. Kate asked the giantess to stay on as their cook. "Oh, thank you for your kindness," said the giantess. "Would you like a biscuit and jam?" "Oh, indeed," said Kate and her mother. And the giantess served them a biscuit as big as a cow. That would be pretty delicious, but it would certainly make me very full. Wow. So I don't remember there being a fairy in Jack and the Beanstalk. So this story is similar. Not the same, and not really all that different, but definitely similar. Because there wasn't a fairy in Jack and the Beanstalk, but there's a fairy in this story. And I don't remember Jack getting a biscuit as big as a cow either, but in this one he did. Maybe if I grow a beanstalk, maybe I can get up into the clouds. I wonder if I can make a beanstalk go as high up into the clouds so that maybe I could find a castle and a giant. I'd be a bit afraid, but I'll be like Kate. I'll be brave and I'll never give up and I'll never surrender and I'll try. I'm going to start right away. Here's my plant. I'm going to see if it will grow overnight and then I'll be able to climb it up into the clouds. Wait a second. I know that it needs things to grow. It needs light and air and roots to take nutrients out of the soil. It's got all of those things, but inside it's probably not going to get much light. But wait, I have some special lights. I'm going to turn my camera so you can see them. These are special UV lights, and they will help my beanstalk grow. Mrs. Clapp, those lights look pretty dark. Not if I turn them on. Aha! These are special UV lights. They've got red and blue light, which is UVA and UVB, to help my plant grow. Now maybe when I come to school tomorrow, now maybe my plant will be as tall as the clouds so that I can find a castle. Let's find out. Maybe you can make a beanstalk that goes up into the sky, and then you can find a castle with the gold and then come back and get me.